Hey there folks, welcome to the Tower Tech. Today we are taking a look at the HP Reverb G2. Now this is the second in these lineups from HP, and it's a really high resolution display in this headset. Both eyes have got a resolution of 2160 by 2160. Now that is easily the highest resolution display in a VR headset that I have ever reviewed, and I can categorically tell you that it shows. There are absolutely no jaggies to be seen anywhere in this headset. It has completely eliminated screen door effect, and very surprisingly for an LCD panel, it's got very, very deep and inky blacks, which is, you know, it is still an LCD panel with an RGB subpixel strip within it, but it's very impressive, and the colors are pop and are vibrant as well. It's easily the best looking display that I have seen in a headset, hands down. And the headset itself is very, very well designed. HP have done this in collaboration with Valve, so it features the same microbial cushioning around the back of the head strap and on the facial interface. At the front of the headset, it's got those fantastic over-ear speakers that you find on the Valve Index, and they sound every bit as good on the Reverb G2. The directionality continues to be absolutely superb. It features a mechanical IPD slider, which does a really, really grand job. And it doesn't quite have the same amount of customization that you find on the Index. You can't move the lenses backwards and forwards, which is a bit of a shame given just how good the resolution is on this headset. I really would have liked to have moved those lenses a little bit closer to my eyes if I could have done. That said, the lenses themselves are exceptional, continuing the trend of fantastic visuals in here. God rays were there, but you really did have to look for them. They've done a really grand job at eliminating these on the headsets. Now, this headset uses inside-out tracking. It's part of the Microsoft Windows mixed reality ecosystem. So it's got two cameras that do that inside-out tracking, two on the front and two on the side. And the headset itself does a really, really, really good job of tracking. HP have also updated the, let's face it, pretty awful Windows mixed reality controllers. They are certainly better than the controllers that come with the Reverb. However, they are still constrained by that Windows mixed reality ecosystem. The tracking it's okay. It certainly does the job. It's certainly a whole heap better than the tracking that you would find on the Vive Cosmos, but it does lag behind what you would find in the Oculus ecosystem. But it is usable. It does do the job. For games like Beat Saber and Bridge Crew, actually, it did a perfectly adequate job of tracking those. But I would point out one thing about both of those games, and that is that you largely hold the controllers in front of you. The limitation of this headset not having downward facing cameras is that when you hold your arms, your hands down by your side, it loses tracking, and it doesn't do always a fantastic job within the software of predicting where those controllers are going to be. And as you lift your handset up, as you in Half-Life Alyx or Arizona Sunshine as an example, when you lift those controllers up to raise your gun, you do noticeably see the controller, the gun, or your hand snapping in as it regains tracking. And it was immersion breaking. It was a little bit disappointing, but I didn't notice the severity of the wobble of your hand tracking in front of you that I saw on the Vive Cosmos. A little bit of wobble, but they're perfectly usable. They just don't stand up to Valve Index or Oculus tracking standards. It's got a very frustrating compatibility issue with Corsair's IQ software. I found that I couldn't get a Windows mixed reality or the headset to connect properly when I had that running, and actually getting Windows Mixed Reality to pick up the HP Reverb G2 headset is a bit hit and miss. I find that I have to boot the computer with the headset connected. I can't boot the computer, then connect the headset later, fire up Windows Mixed Reality and find it. I actually have to reboot the system with the Reverb G2 plugged in, and that's okay. It's not a major drama. It works more times in that scenario than it doesn't, albeit there are occasions, even when I've rebooted with the headset plugged in, that it doesn't quite pick it up. But it works really well with Steam VR, nice seamless integration there, and you do need to make sure that you get the resolution slider within Steam VR set in the right place. It does do, particularly in Beat Saber, but in other games as well, it does do some odd scaling of the resolution, given that this headset's 2160 by 2160 per eye, so it's that times 2, then crank the scaling up, you know, with an RTX 2080 Ti, albeit a generation behind. I mean, if I could get hold of a 3080, but that's a different video. It really did struggle. So with a little bit of tweaking and getting the resolution slider in the right place, and generally setting it around the 2160 by 2160 sweet spot, actually it performed okay. So if you're on a 3000 series NVIDIA GPU or something equivalent in the AMD lineup, you're really going to enjoy very good visuals indeed. And even when I had to crank the resolution a little bit lower, the visuals are still fantastic because you've eliminated the screen door effect and the jaggies because of the pixel density that you've got in the displays. So overall, I think this is a really good headset. And I think if you're a simmer, if you're playing something like Elite Dangerous, DCS World, or Microsoft Flight Simulator, I mean, wow, oh wow, oh wow. I mean, this headset blows the competition out of the water for these use cases. The display is just so good. The headset, it's really light at 1.2 pounds. You've got all that nice microbial cushioning. It's really comfortable on your head. Arguably one of the most comfortable headsets that I've used. So for simmers, and I really think this is who this headset is intended for, that don't really need to use the Windows Mixed Reality controllers. They may be using a HOTAS or a yoke, some other control method because they're in a sim environment. Now, without a doubt, if that's the narrow band of games that you're interested in, there is no debate to be had in your head. If you can afford this headset, get this headset. It's absolutely the best for simming. If you want to use it for other things, if you want to mix simming in with, you know, a bit of Half-Life Alyx, a bit of Arizona Sunshine, Beat Saber, something that's a little bit more stand-up, move around, and action-orientated. Difficult, cool. If you're just doing those things, I mean, the index is a better buy. Find the couple of hundred extra quid. The tracking will just stand you in so much good stead, and it's still a perfectly good display and a comfortable headset. If you're having a mixture of the two, it's difficult, cool. Depends on how much you're spending doing the simming versus doing the action-based stuff. But it's a really good headset. I think that HP have done a really good job working around the limitations imposed on them by the Windows Mixed Reality ecosystem. The display is just phenomenal. You haven't seen anything like this, so don't imagine that it's like the Quest 2. You know, I see lots of things on forums of people saying, well, the Quest 2's nearly as high a resolution. The Reverb G2's display is substantially better than the Quest 2. You haven't got any of that artifacting or compression going on. So if you're interested in simming and the best screen that money can buy, the Reverb G2 is a brilliant headset. If you're after something that's got better tracking, a little bit more action orientated, there are probably better options out there on the market. So I'm going to give this, it's a tough call. I really want to give it 5 out of 5, but I can't. I can't give it 5 out of 5 because of the tracking. The price is a little steep as well. There are cheaper options on the market, but I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It does stand itself distinctively out from the other headsets because of the quality of the display and because of the comfort. So there we go, guys. That's the HP Reverb G2. Simply the best headset that you can get for simming, with an absolutely fantastic high-resolution display in it. As always, I hope you're really well wherever in the world you are. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one.